back to the Wicked Thrifter Resale channel. Today is Monday, September 18th, and we have a good amount of items to ship out this morning. Heading out today is this wood shelf. It's an Ethan Allen shelf. It's vintage, probably, I would say 80s or 90s. Not 100% certain on that. But I had varying sizes. They graduated. This is the middle shelf. It's a 24-inch shelf, and that sold for $53.97. If you don't know, that's a brand to be on the lookout for. In furniture, it sells fairly well. Local market as well, but people will even pay to ship the bigger items. So that's one to watch for. Next, we sold the vintage wood cat clock, and we also sold this. So I'm just going to grab it. I know it's down further in the list, but I'll grab this and I'll tell you what that sold. A lucky cat, like a Chinese clock. The eyes actually move on this guy when his head turns, but it does not work, and it's still sold. But it's wood, carved wood, and it was disclosed that it doesn't work in the listing, but they don't come up very often, and somebody paid $59.97 plus ship on this guy. And then I also sold this. This is a Whitco wood wall hanging. It's an owl on the moon with the felted eyes. And that sold for $18.97 plus ship. Grab this vase. This vase sold as well. I'm going to grab this planter as well. This planter sold as well. Planter here sold for $22.68 on a sale that I was running, or a promotion I was running. And then this guy sold for $18.97 plus ship. It's a little art glass vase. It does have some residue and no chips or cracks. There's no maker, so I couldn't attribute it to anybody. But it's a nice little bud vase. This hand blown crackle glass turtle figurine sold for, let me just double check. I actually just grabbed this at a estate sale a couple weeks ago and listed it, and it sold fairly well. Fairly fast, not fairly well. I probably could have gotten a little bit more for it, but I think it only sold for $16 plus shipping. It's not signed, but it is really cute. And it's not solid glass, it's hollow, but it's cool. I've talked about in the past where I'm not picking up a lot of clear glass figurines or any of that anymore, but I did grab this guy. He's got a little bit of color, little green shell, smoky green or topaz color shell. And he sold for $16. This is a Heather Gold Mink little tea light house. It is a bookworm one. I know it's here somewhere. You pull it and I'll get right back with you. Next up is this Heather Gold Mink little, I don't know if it's a tea light though. To me it looks more like a trinket box. It says bookworm in it, but it looks like it could be. You could put a little tea light in there and have a cover to put over it. And that sold for $18.97 plus shipping. A small wood box. See, it's probably dark in here, so I apologize. I'm going to turn this off. I'll find it and I will show you when I get back to the desk. It's a small inlaid wood burned box. And that sold for $12 plus ship. Some of these can go for decent money. This one only went for $12, but it has a few condition issues. But I'm still happy with that. Next up is this Clay Bay pottery. It's artist signed. It's from 2018. And it is going out the door for $40 plus shipping. So far, that's what we've got pulled. Shelf and these guys. I think I'm going to wrap these guys up, and then I will go and grab more. Next up item that's sold is this Nativity Wedgwood plate. And that sold for $12.97 plus ship. Now we sold some candlesticks. Here they are, the bird candlesticks. And these are German crystal. I think they're half Bauer. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced. I'll double check when I get to the... And these sold for, I just forgot the amount. I just looked at it. Those sold for $34 plus ship. These are Hofbauer birds crystal candlesticks. I think they're made in Germany, is where this brand is made. I mean, it can hold a taper. I think you probably could even put a votive in there, but they have a spot for a taper candle. We're going to pull 2 items. There is a uranium glass bell. There it is. That, and we have an art pottery mug, and I think this is that guy. We'll double check when we get back. Uranium glass bell sold for $12.97 plus shipping. And then this art pottery mug, there's a signature on the bottom. I couldn't quite make it out. But these still sell decent for me. Oh, $24.97 plus ship. So again, like I said, I'm not picking up mugs in general for the most part, but I am still picking up art pottery mugs. This is the time of year that they will sell. A lot of the times throughout the year they will sit, so then I forget and I don't want to pick them up because they're not selling. But you got to remember seasonality. Certain things sell during certain times of the year. And this is one of those items that sells fairly regularly for me. Starting in the fall, people are thinking about cocoa and coffee and gifts. So I grab them. That doesn't mean it'll work for everybody, but I do seem to sell quite a few art pottery mugs. This also is going out today. These are Department 56 like fused art glass Halloween plates. This guy and this. They both are going out together. I sold it as a lot, and it's sold for $22.97 plus shipping. And then also this little Raku pottery tile with the dragonfly on it is Jeremy Diller, I believe is his last name. And this sold for $17.07 on an offer plus shipping going out the door. Next we have this hat pin holder with a miscellaneous lot of hat pins. I took an offer of $32 plus shipping on it. I do go through and when I have things like this, I'll check them for if it's gold or silver, and then check some of the stones. I just recently bought a gem tester. I don't have it out. I'll show you in another video, but it was kind of spendy. It was about $280 after tax, but it tests to see, I mean, it's not guaranteed results, but you put a little like wand or a little, I don't even know what it, like a little pen that's attached to a machine, and you press it on there. It has a little needle, and it tells you at least what it suspects that it could be. You know, I'm not a jeweler and I'm not a gemologist, so I don't understand all of it yet, but I am learning. So that went out, $32. And this is an example of a Warren McKenzie student pottery piece. So it's not Warren McKenzie, but a student of his, and it's Severson. I think it's Joanne, or Joan, or Joanna Severson. And it's signed on the back. And this sold, just this little bowl sold for $42.47 on an offer, heading out the door. Next up we have this tile piece here. It's a Frank LaRose piece, sold for $22.47 plus shipping. And it's marked on the back, Frank LaRose tile. And it's like 11 by 11. It's USA made. That's vintage. It's got some birds on there. And that's next. We have this wood little dollhouse chair. It's hand painted. I got this in an auction lot, so it was an extra piece that I wasn't actually planning on selling. But when I looked it up, it still was kind of worth it when I have limited number of items. Some days I don't pick up as much as I need to get to that dollar amount or number of items that I want to list. So I'll grab some of these little pieces. And surprisingly, it sold within a couple weeks of listing it. It only was for $8.97 plus shipping, but that's an additional $8.97 I was just gonna donate or get rid of. These were kind of a unique find. I have never seen anything like this. These are solid. They're like cast iron, I believe. I mean, these are heavy duty. And it was a pair of them. And I don't know if these were salesman samples or if they were meant for like dollhouses, or if someone hand created those. But they were pretty stinking cool. I did find some online that were listed as well, and these sold for $62.97 plus shipping. So it was a decent little profit. I think I paid maybe $5 or $6 a piece for them. And and I grabbed them because the unusual a lot of times sells fairly well, and especially the unique pieces. So these are kind of heavy and they're going on out, but $62 plus shipping, that's great for me. We have just a couple more items to pull. This little handmade wood roly-poly Santa is going out today too, and that sold for $20 plus shipping. You can tell it's handmade. It's not signed, but you can tell that it was turned wood, and somebody handmade this, so that's a good find. Some of these Santas that are handmade, I've talked about other wood figures before. People like to collect those. So if you see them, look them up and see if it's worth it. Otherwise, just give it a shot on some of these. A lot of people like the rustic, you know, handmade pieces, especially Christmas and holiday decor. The last item heading out today is this metal drawer cabinet. I am super sad to see this go, actually. I picked this up for $12.99 at Goodwill, and I didn't realize what I had until I listed it. When I went through, you know, the sold and stuff like that, I figured worst case, this is something that would be amazing for me to keep, because all the jewelry I sell, this would be an easy system to like store some of it. I looked into getting more of these, and I was super excited because I love the color. I thought it'd be a fun little addition. Everything's so, you know, bland down here, especially being in an unfinished basement. I thought, oh, if I could get a few of these, this would be my jewelry storage, or smalls, and it'll look really nice. However, when I looked up the value of this, I was like, there's probably no way I'm going to keep that. I have a tendency not to keep anything that I could just, you know, make a decent profit on for the most part. There's some stuff that I'll keep and enjoy for a while, but majority of the time, if I can make a decent profit on it and it's not a need, you know, it'll probably move along and find a new home. But this is a brand to be on the lookout for. And I don't know if it's European. I'm assuming it is, because only other comps that I found were for items listed in like the UK, and they were for decent money. So this guy here, just this 5-drawer unit, sold for $129.97 plus shipping heading out. And I had a lot of people send me a lot of lower ball offers, and I ended up taking off offer because I was like, hopefully I can just keep it, you know, but that didn't work out for me. So it's going to a new home, and I know they'll love it. A lot of crafters like it because if you're like a cross stitcher or do needlepoint, those cards that hold the thread or whatever you guys use on that fit really nicely in here, and they can stack up, and then the drawers can still move and function like normal. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up with all of the what solds for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, like, comment, or subscribe down below if you have any questions. Just let me know. I really do appreciate you hanging in there with me while I try to figure out a new flow and see if you guys like these type of videos. Let me know in the comments below if you think, you know, if you have any other suggestions. Maybe I can learn from you all what you think would work best and what you guys would like to see. All right, again, I appreciate it. Thanks, and I also wanted to note that I'm probably going to do just one what's sold a week for now and see how it goes. And it'll probably be from my weekend sales. So it'll feel like a lot of items are going out for one day, but it's really a total of usually two days of sales that are heading on out, and sometimes 3, depending if I get the shipping done from Friday. So this is an average weekend for me, as long as eBay is working and I'm getting the sales and they're coming through and it's not a holiday. But hopefully this works, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye.